A story opens 50 years after Earth went silent. Captain Ross leads a small human colony ship, the Haven, carrying the last 10,000 survivors of humanity. They had fled Earth during the final days when the Dominion, a massive alien alliance, gave humanity an ultimatum: submit to their rule or face extinction. Earth chose to fight back, but the battle was hopeless. Before the planet fell, Earth's final transmission was sent to all human colonies. We once chose peace, but now we decide the future. Ross and his crew intercept a Dominion broadcast. Admiral Vex, the alien commander who destroyed Earth, is bragging to other species about how easily humans were crushed. He calls humans weak peacekeepers who never had the stomach for real war. The broadcast reveals something shocking: Earth didn't just fall. In their final act, the humans activated something called Project Lazarus before their planet was destroyed. The Dominion has been hunting down human survivors because they fear what this project might be. Ross realizes that Earth's final transmission wasn't a goodbye message. It was a warning to their enemies and a promise to their children. The survivors on his ship carry more than just hope. They carry the key to humanity's revenge. Dr. Wells, the ship's scientist, discovers hidden data in their archives. Project Lazarus wasn't a weapon. It was something far more dangerous too. The Dominion. It was a gift that would awaken something sleeping in humanity's DNA. As the part ends, Ross makes a decision that will change everything. Instead of running and hiding, they will return to human space and finish what Earth started. The Haven arrives at the ruins of Mars colony, humanity's first terraformed world. The Dominion destroyed it, but they didn't find the hidden research stations buried deep underground. Dr. Wells and her team discover the truth about Project Lazarus. Before Earth fell, human scientists made a breakthrough. They found that human DNA contains dormant sequences, genetic gifts left by an ancient race that once fought the same enemy humanity now faces. These sequences can be activated, giving humans abilities that no other species possesses. Enhanced reflexes, tactical thinking that borders on precognition, and most importantly, the ability to adapt and evolve in real time during combat. Captain Ross becomes the first test subject. The activation process is painful and dangerous, but it works. His mind becomes sharper, his body stronger, and he can sense enemy movements before they happen. But there's a cost. The process changes people, making them more aggressive and focused on survival. Some crew members worry that humans might lose their humanity in the pursuit of power. Meanwhile, Admiral Vex discovers that human survivors have returned to Mars. He sends a fleet to destroy them, confident that these scattered refugees pose no real threat. The first battle begins as Dominion ships approach Mars. Ross leads a desperate defense with their single colony ship against a full battle fleet. What happens next shocks the Dominion forces. The humans fight with a ferocity and tactical brilliance they've never seen before. Every human on the ship has been enhanced, turning them into perfect warriors. The Haven, despite being outnumbered 50-1, destroys the entire Dominion fleet. Admiral Vex barely escapes, but he now understands the true terror of Project Lazarus. Humanity didn't just give their survivors weapons. They gave them evolution itself. News of the Mars victory spreads across the galaxy through Dominion communication networks. Other alien species, who had remained neutral or supported the Dominion, begin to question their allegiances. The Dominion had told everyone that humans were weak and primitive. But the battle footage shows something different: humans fighting with a coordination and lethality that seems almost supernatural. Captain Ross uses this momentum to locate other human survivor groups scattered across space. Each group receives the Project Lazarus enhancement, and each becomes a deadly fighting force. The humans adopt a new strategy. Instead of trying to retake their old colonies, they strike at Dominion supply lines and communication hubs. Their enhanced abilities make them perfect for guerrilla warfare. Admiral Vex becomes obsessed with stopping the human resurgence. He convinces the Dominion Council to authorize the use of their most powerful weapons planet killers that can destroy entire star systems. But the humans have learned from Earth's destruction. They no longer stay in one place long enough to be targeted. They've become nomads, striking fast and disappearing before retaliation can come back. Dr. Wells makes another discovery in the ancient genetic code. The enhancement process can be improved, made safer, and even passed on to children. Humanity isn't just fighting for survival. Anymore, they're evolving into something new. The enhanced humans begin to show abilities beyond even what the scientists expected. Some can interface directly with computer systems. Others can survive in the vacuum of space for short periods. A few develop a form of tactical telepathy, allowing perfect coordination in battle. The Dominion realizes they're facing something they've never encountered before, an enemy that gets stronger with each defeat, that learns from every battle, and that refuses to give up. Other species begin to secretly contact human survivor groups, offering intelligence and supplies. They're still afraid of the Dominion, but they're more afraid of being on the wrong side when humanity finally wins. 2 years after Mars, the galaxy is in chaos. Human raids have crippled Dominion logistics, and several member species have openly switched sides. Captain Ross, now calling himself commander of the Human Liberation Fleet, leads a coordinated assault on 3 Dominion fortress worlds simultaneously. The attacks succeed beyond all expectations. The enhanced humans have learned to work together in ways that seem impossible to other species. They move like a single organism in battle, anticipating each other's actions perfectly. Admiral Vex makes a desperate gambit. He leads the entire Dominion battle fleet to the location where Earth once existed, believing the humans will come to defend their homeworld's memory. He's right. Ross and the entire human fleet arrive to face the Dominions. Last stand, but Vex has a surprise waiting. He's brought a weapon that uses Earth's own destroyed mass as ammunition. Gravity cannon that fires pieces of humanity's dead homeworld at them. The battle seems hopeless. The human fleet is outnumbered 10-1, and they're literally being bombarded with fragments of their own planet. Then Dr. Wells reveals the final stage of Project Lazarus. The genetic enhancement doesn't just change individuals. It creates a collective consciousness when enough enhanced humans are together. 10,000 enhanced humans, working as one mind, become something entirely new. They're no longer just human, they're humanity itself, evolved and unified. The combined fleet moves as a single entity, dodging the gravity weapon and striking at weak points with perfect precision. Individual ships sacrifice themselves to protect others, because the collective consciousness sees the bigger picture. Admiral Vex watches in horror as his massive fleet is systematically destroyed by an enemy that fights like a single impossibly intelligent organism. In the final moments of the battle, the humans do something unprecedented. Instead of destroying Vex's flagship, they capture it, taking the alien admiral alive. Admiral Vex stands trial before a council of enhanced humans and allied alien species. For the first time in galactic history, the Dominion's military leader faces judgment from those he tried to exterminate. The trial is broadcast across the galaxy. Vex expects to be executed, but the humans surprise everyone again. Commander Ross, speaking for all of humanity, offers the Dominion a choice, the same choice they once gave Earth: surrender and accept a new galactic order based on cooperation, or face the consequences. The enhanced humans had discovered something troubling in the ancient genetic code. The race that left these gifts in human DNA wasn't the first to receive them. They were passed down through countless species across millions of years, each time to a race facing extinction from a Dominion-like enemy. Humanity isn't just fighting for their own survival. They're part of an ancient cycle of resistance against tyranny that spans the cosmos. Dr. Wells reveals that the genetic enhancements can be shared with willing alien species, but only those who truly embrace the principles of freedom and cooperation. The gift chooses its recipients based on their character, not their species. Several alien races volunteer for the enhancement process. They too carry dormant sequences in their DNA, waiting to be awakened. Admiral Vex, facing the end of everything he believed in, makes an unexpected choice. He asks to be enhanced himself, claiming he wants to understand what makes humans so different. The process works, but it changes him completely. The enhancement doesn't just improve physical abilities. It opens minds to empathy and cooperation. Vex becomes a champion for the new galactic order. The story ends with Commander Ross standing on the bridge of a new ship, the New Earth. Around him, enhanced humans and aliens work together as equals. Earth's final transmission finally makes complete sense. We once chose peace, but now we decide the future. Humanity did choose peace, but they learned that sometimes peace must be defended with strength. They didn't just survive their extinction, they transformed it into the catalyst for a new kind of civilization. The enhanced humans begin terraforming a new world to replace Earth. But this time, they're not alone. Dozens of species, all enhanced, and working together, help build a society based on the principles that Earth died defending. The galaxy has been forever changed. The Dominion's age of conquest is over, replaced by an alliance of free worlds working toward a common future. In the final scene, children of multiple species play together in the gardens of New Earth, all carrying the genetic gift that ensures they will never again face extinction from those who choose conquest over cooperation. Humanity kept their promise. They decided the future, and they chose to share it with everyone willing to stand for freedom.